future is just allow yourself to have a little bit more risk reward. All right. Don't be so much of a penny pincher and tight with your money. Just, you know, take 250 shares. Okay. If it goes up 50 cents, you make 100 and something dollars. Okay. If it goes up a buck, you make a $2, you make 250 bucks. If it goes down 30 cents, you only lose 60 bucks on 250 shares. It's worth your money to at least try at $1 a share. Okay. And I think that's really what. And I think also, when we were looking at MBG, remember MBG? Um, Remember Scalp was telling you how he keeps trying to buy more and more. Remember he was telling you at $1.12 he liked that stock, and now the stock is a buck 62. Earlier this month, um, he was telling you to buy it here at a buck. He actually bought it at a buck 12. He felt once European, all this news settles down, this Greek debt and all this stuff, this thing was going to fly. So he bought size. He bought size um, here, and he's up here now. He's still carrying it too. So, and I think he did take a piece earlier. Do I remember right? But he does like this stock, and he's probably paying with a good 25, 50,000 shares on it. I don't think he's very light in it. I think he's a little heavier in this one. Um, he felt that dollar was just too attractive, and he couldn't pass it up. And he should be up about 10, 15,000 on the trade. So nice trade for him. And I know Shoshana's been alerting all day on the stock as well. But just a good call by on a swing. I think Shoshana saw this about right here, saying it was going to launch, and it did. Good call from Shoshana. And again, I just want to give props out openly to Shoshana. Again, just her calls, they really fit a lot of what we do in here, including me. I do like these small little stocks. I've missed it because I'm like Barry. Barry's into ETFs and all these other things, and these higher price Ageos. And I'm used to that too. I love kites and I love ISIS and WUBA and Fay, Cyber. I'm just totally into those stocks. But it's really refreshing when someone can come in and give you a little different view and say, "Hey, I like this at a buck 40. I like this at 12 cents. I like this at $1.12, and it's it's a buck 70." Um, you can't not deny yourself those kind of trades. And I think she gave one where she didn't mention it, but she had it on her radar and forgot to put it in the room. And remember that one went up. What was it? 3,000% or something like that. It was like, I don't know, it was like a 2 cent, a 00. Oh yeah, RCHA. She gave us RCHA at 0008 or something, and it went up to 2 cents. I mean, guys, that's like 3,000% on your money. So for $100, you make 3,000 bucks. I mean, that's insane. you know? Talk about building a small account and doubling, tripling your money. So, all right. So anyway, just go over quickly a couple of notes that we did this morning. I think the one that really didn't do well was probably VIPS, but we'll go over the rest. All right, so Gene, we figured Gene was going to pop at the open again. It's gapping up. We have to play this one in the room. I did not have shorts, but I figured it would pop. It was gapping up. I thought I'll set up and watching this moves. It'd be a quick pop at the open. Um, and once it popped, then it was going to probably fade up. And then CLTX, we already went through that. And then let's take a look at on MU. All right, so go to desktops, MU. We already talked about CLTX. We don't need to go over that. And MU and Gene. I want to go over Gene. So Gene, we figured a pop at the open. Some of you did make good money on the pop. Some of you actually got in pre-market. Congratulations. Please alert next time when you are going in it. It's the way that I can see how great you guys are trading as an individual, and I like to give you props, especially on Twitter. But I did see some after the fact that it made the move that, hey, I was in it at 7 something. That's great. I'm happy for you, but it's hard for me to get excited knowing that you were in it way below 8, but you didn't tell me until it was already up here. I'd like to know when you're in it because that gives it more credibility. But at the same token, we didn't want the open to pop, and it certainly did. If you take a look, ding, 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 it popped from $9.30 to 10.10. Some traders started to short the stock where they were able to get shares, and they got a nice pull on it. And that was it. That's pretty much for Gene. I don't want to touch it no more. Anybody touching it, I don't know. It could wreck you. MU, we liked MU at the opening. I think our notes were pretty cool on that. Gapping up, I think it pops at the open towards 33. Then look for profit taking to kick in. If it does hit the 32 area, I would go long. I do like MU. I think that would be a nice chart for today for traders. So let's just see if I was close on the 33 at the pop. Ding, 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 ding. 6:30. Market open. 9:30 your time. Pop. Pop. There's a 33 pretty much. Double topped. And nice fade so far. Came down here to 32, 36. I think it'll stay around this area and then move above. I think in the next day or two, you'll probably see 34, 34.50 on it and more. It's a very slow moving stock. All I cared about was looking in pre-market, and I could tell from 32.20 this was going to 33 just about. I missed it by 16 cents. The next one was, I think it was, where is it? VIPS. VIPS was probably the bad call today. It did not get the fade that I wanted. The news was too good and it made the stocks too strong. And it just stayed up there. At that moment, once I realized it was just going to grind up, I was really telling you guys, keep your stops tight. I don't think it's going to fade. If it pops again, then it grinded. Again, it was one of those areas. Somebody asked me to short here. I said, no. If you do, got to keep your stops within a 20-cent range because this thing can pop another level up. And you know what? The earnings weren't that great. That's the thing. They really weren't that great. But because the stock has done the split, ever since it's done the split from 190 down to 24, it's like Apple. Once Apple went from 700 down to 98, 95 bucks, it made it attractive. It's the same thing with VIPs. This was a 160, $180 stock, now 24.98. Who's not going to want to buy it at 25 bucks? So that's why it's staying up there and grinding like the way it is, even though the earnings weren't that really good. They're trying to do another Apple on it. Okay, CLTX, we went to IBIO, 60-minute piece. I figured it would just short. It would pop at the opening and just short the pop and then write it down. Pablo was all over this. He knew exactly what to look for. Ding, 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 ding. Pop at the opening. There it is. $1.30. Faded all day. That's it. That's the play. I was hoping for $1. It hit one. Actually, it did hit 101. Missed it by 1 cent. Pretty basic 101. The other way to play it is if it did pull at the opening hard, to just to go long on it. But this was just, it's a 60-minute piece, and then after it's down, Street Sweeper comes out and goes, it's worth less. I mean, come on, really? Stock was going to make its own move. I need Street Sweeper to tell us that. Faye was gapping up. I think this pops. B of A is a tier 1. It gave it a $49 price target, which would mean the stock now is going to probably sit at the 44 to 45 range. I think it pops towards 43.50 before giving back. If it pulls to 41, I'd go long. It's one of those stocks that just, it has a mind of its own. And unfortunately, it's just a strong stock once it gets going. I'd rather trade this than Cyborg because it will wreck you. Like Cyborg can really wreck you. Anyway, stock hit 41, just under 42 a share, and they just took off at the open. Ding, 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 ding. Here it was gapping up, pulled, 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 right around 42. I wanted 41 area. Well, 41 area. I can't take credit for that. So should have just said 42, hit 42, go long. I was just trying to fill the gap, guys. If you look at the gap fill, 42.26. So I was thinking it'd probably go below the gap. That's where my mindset was. Was it probably go 4180, 4190? That's truly what I was thinking in my head. Probably go below that, and it did. I guess I should have just been more on target for you guys. But anyway, through $2 a share. Got a little bit more room to go. I think 45 is where it caps. I think next day or two on that 45 cap will actually fade unless we get new price targets on it. Okay. Next one, rig. This was the play, really the play of the day. This is gapping down. This has been a short since 1950. I mean, guys, if you read this, I mean, the CEO resigned. They cut the dividend from $3 to something cents. I mean, it was just. I mean, this is gonna get gut wrenched. Then DB comes out with a $6 target. So anything in the 1920, this was one to definitely short. If this pops at the opening, short it. Should get hit hard to 17. If it pulls at the opening, play the bounce. So this was just a really nice short. And I do anticipate Goldman coming out, somebody coming out very soon, and they're going to just rip this thing apart. So I'd watch this for another day. But any pop at the opening right here was a short, and there it goes, right there. Take care, Sean. I'll see you tomorrow. So pop at the opening and then fade it. And this was the area of interest I was looking for right here. So I figured, the reason why I figured it was going to, I want you to look at pre-market, see from the 1950 range, see how it just faded. So it got wrecked pretty good in the morning. So I figured when the bell rang, it'd probably just pop and grab a little bit more. The nice thing about this particular trade is if you look where it popped, it double topped right at the 19 area and then faded. And if you look at the notes, I was really kind of being clear on that. If this has been short for me, if it pops at opening, I like to short the stock. And that's really what I was looking for too. So that way, a lot of you that may have missed it pre-market, I was hoping you'd get it again, and then it just got wrecked. Next trade, VDSI. Okay, now this one it was gapping up $2. I think it pops at the opening to 30.31. Then look for a nice pullback if it comes for 1 to 2 points on profit taking. Take it to 28 area and scale in long if it pulls. I want you to see something on VDSI. Here's where a conference call can really destroy a stock or make a stock. I want you to look at this. VDSI. Okay, so the market opens, right? And I kept telling you all along, watch for this conference call. Keep an eye on it. Now, if this thing hits the 31 area, I'd scale in short and take this down for a ride. I actually did I put 31.50 or did I put 31? Oh, I put 30.31. I figured if it popped towards the 31 range to short it, and if you look, it really topped off. Now, who knew this was coming? But if you took the 31 idea right there, look at that, $6 trade. This all was done on the conference call. I mean, it just got wrenched. But I did like the 31 area of interest to short it. I figured it'd give it up. It was already at 52-week highs. I think 2-year highs. I think it just got too much, and I figured it would probably just fade anyway, but not like this. I figured it'd fade down to here, maybe $28 a share, but not. I didn't see 24 coming. And then you guys played the bounce. You guys made a fortune. You guys made really good money. I'm really proud of you on that one. SRPT. SRPT and Jazz. Okay, Jazz, gapping, no gap. Any pop at the open would short it 2 to 3 points on the pullback. Guys, Jazz had already moved a tremendous amount. So the way I wanted to play Jazz was just any pop, if you could get it, just short the crap out of it. And here's the pop. Market open, ding, 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 ding. It actually popped here, 170, and pulled all the way to 167, $3 a share. I mean, within minutes, your trade could have been done. As soon as it popped, you could have took a short here at 170.07, pulled it, cleared at 168.31. Almost 1 3/4 points. And then it actually did it again twice, which is even, those are the hard ones, because then it popped again and hit the same target, it hit in pre-market, and then faded again, actually lower. 2 times it gave the opportunity to short this stock. And last but not least, quickly, SRPT. SRPT, $21 price target, Bank of America, Tier 1. I think it pops at the open, then it'll pull back. If it does, go in long, wait for the setup. SRPT was all about a setup. Just a setup. You just had to wait for um, your moment to get in there. Okay? So from here, what happened was at 6:30, the market, it popped right at the open. See how it hit the 14 plus? Then I was looking for a pullback and then a grind, and then it was going to make a move to the upside. And that's exactly what it did, except it actually peaked at 14.40. I was thinking $14 here, but it actually went even more, came down, settled up. This was the area right there to grab. And again, I felt bad because a lot of you traders were looking, but when it was presented to me, it was showing this. I'm like, guys, this could go a little bit more downside. Then it popped, stayed up, stayed up. That's an indication right there to go long. And that's where the move came, straight up.